What is going on, guys? Welcome to a new episode of PARKITECT. Today we are looking at the campaign series because I wanted to do the campaign series for some time now. I've seen a guy like Silver Red, just as an example, and if you ever played PARKITECT and watch PARKITECT videos on YouTube, you probably stumble upon Silver Red. He's such a talented builder, and the things he do with PARKITECT is really inspiring. So I wanted to do the campaign as well because I just enjoyed his series and hope you guys will enjoy this series too. The goal is to do one scenery or one campaign part for each video. So we will complete each map or in each challenge in one video. Hopefully that'll work out. Now we are in Meadows here, and this is the first real scenery besides the tutorial part, which sort of teaches you the basic of the game. And we have different goals in this one. We have to have 200 guests in our park, and we have an optional goal, which is to complete that before the end of year 1. So I am hoping that we can fill out this entire park by just one time lapse, hopefully, so that once we open up the park, guests will be ready to come in and they will just rush into the park and we will complete the goal before a year has gone by. So we will fill out the entire park and then open it up if things go right. Now this park will very loosely be inspired, and let's just start by building some stuff here already because because we wanna possibly get some stuff done already now. I'm not really liking that. Let's break it up a bit. Good. And good. Just to have some variation to the dirt color and just, you know, go in here and make it a bit more in a gradient so that it that just gives additional layers to the paths to vary the colors like this, which is really nice. Let's just stick with this for now. Actually, you know what? Get that in there. Which is one thing already that I like to do, is just to differ colors a bunch to make sure that we get a nice palette of colors on our paths and not just paths that are all the same color. I hope you get what I mean. But I wanna the idea is that we're gonna have a coaster here, a bit like Season Place, which I'm actually looking at on my computer over here, just to have it as a loose reference. I don't want to copy it because that just doesn't match the scenery. We are gonna go for our own style, and then I want to have sort of a food court right here to keep it close to our depot that is sitting right there. And then I'm thinking a coaster here, and then a bunch of flat rides down there, and maybe an additional coaster somewhere like here, just to round off the section of the park. I don't think we can fill out all of this with the money that we have available, but like I said, we will try to finish the entire scenery or the entire campaign, at least this map, in just one video. But we were trying to do a food court, so let's start with that. You know what? Let's grab some wooden planks here, just sort of as a floor to the shops. Good. Grab some burgers and grab some fruit juices and some pretzels, and let's just have everything in here for now. So how do we do this? We also need to connect up these staff paths, so let's go ahead and do so, and at the same time delete that. Good. I want to keep the colors sort of matching this, but I want a building with a white base, I feel like. So let's grab the walls here. One thing that is good about the campaign is that you cannot use mods. I'm actually really enjoying that because I was getting a bit tired of the mods, I will be honest with you guys. And if you want to have this sort of looking like a kid's place, we want to go for some bright colors, but at the same time I want the colors to sort of match the autumn-ish theme of this map. So you know what, I think this will do. And then we need some walls to fill out the rest, where we will not have windows, like this. Perfect. And then let's do something different here, just to add some additional layers to this building. Let's create a nice little area here where people can sit and eat their food if they do not want to be outside. And then I'm thinking on the other side here, we're gonna create a nice little area where people can actually sit down and eat their foods that they have bought, if they want to do that. So let's create a doorway right there and extend this all the way out. Good. And connect it to there. Perfect. And we probably should take down this as well. Awesome. And then we just need some benches and some... Let's see what benches matches this scenery the best. I feel like this basic one here. Let's go for that one. Just get a ton of benches down here. Good. And then we need some trash bins. Perfect. And I feel like we should just go for the regular one here. That is pretty good. Awesome. And a few bins here and there. And some benches over here as well. Boink, boink, boink. Good. And some there. Good, so we got that going. Let's get back in here and let's grab some fences. Perfect. And let's just shield off this area because we want to hide all of like staff maintenance paths, because they do quite drastically drag down your scenery rating. So we wanna make sure that we cover all of those up whenever we can. So do go ahead and do so if you are trying to complete this campaign yourself. That is probably the #1 tip when trying to complete this. But yeah, I want this building to just be pretty basic. So if we could have go up just a bit more just to make it, you know, let's go to 4. So the building will be a total of 4.5 high, which is a pretty good height because then we can, just to give the roof some, I just want to go with a plain flat roof because again, this is a pretty basic park and it's really tiny park, so I don't want to go too all out on details and stuff like that on the park. So we need a flat roof somewhere. It should be in here somewhere. Roof, flat, and with corners. Good stuff. We just need an inner corner that should be, yep, there it is. Perfect. And let's go for something like just a grayish color for the roof. Again, just trying to keep it simple. And let's throw it down to 435. That's a pretty good height. And then we just need the flat roofs all in here. What did I say? 435? Yep, that was what I used. Good. So plunk, 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 plunk. Fill all of this in. Perfect. And we got our tiny little food shop thingy here going. And we also need some fences. There we go. Let's get some nice looking fences here for the food court. Not those. They are not nice looking. How about these? Yeah, perfect. So get these in there. Now we really need to get some colors into this food court here. Perfect. And then we want some fences for the walkway as well. And let's see, how about these? And then can we make him gray? Is a bit boring, but I still want him to stand out just a tiny bit. Like I want to keep a color scheme of some sort of yellow all around the park. Let's see how this fits, and then we can always change it up later on if you wanna. Now that is really good. I haven't done this area down here because I don't know what we're gonna do down here. I feel like we need some sort of information kiosk right there just to help people out if they are in doubt of where to go and like where they should go to get specific things and stuff like that. So we haven't really filled out that just yet. Where are my shrubs? There they are. Good, but we wanna just fill in shrubs like here and there already, to give this a much more realistic look. And like I am using shrubs all over when I'm building because I really like decorative parks and parks that has a lot of flowers and stuff like that going on. So I always go nuts, and maybe even a bit too much, but I feel like it's important. It adds a layer of detail to the park, And then we need some trees as well. Trees, trees, trees. Always get a bunch of trees. But at the same time, we gotta... No, not these. We gotta slow it down just a bit because... Like, this park does have some sort of a spring feel to it. So, we wanna match the maple colors here. And one way we can do that is... Because we can have birch trees, but... We wanna just adjust the color a bit so that it matches... Like... this possibly so that they match the maple trees just a tiny bit better, and that's a nice neat little trick that you guys can do too if you want to like vary the colors in your park a bit. Go ahead and repaint some of the trees and some of the tree colors, and as you can see here, if you just grab a few pine trees here and there, let's get some over there, and let's get one right there, and then you can always grab the paintbrush right here and just get the color there of the tree, and then you can start to adjust the colors just a tiny bit. As you can see, this is very, very neat to make them match the maple trees just a bit better so that they don't stand out too much. This is looking so good already. I'm actually really happy about it, but I feel like this is a pretty good time to just jump into time-lapse and sort of fill out this park and see what we can do. And once I am done with that, or almost done, we might just fill in a ride or so together. We'll have to see about that. But yeah, once I'm done with the time-lapse, I'll get back to you guys. So see you in the time-lapse. Alright, so here we are. Do be warned that this time-lapse ended up being quite long because I struggled with this park way more than I thought I would. But a part of me really likes the end result, and a part of me really do not like the end result. I tested out a lot of stuff in this first park in the playthrough of the campaign of PARKITECT. And the reason that I did so is because I see so many people and different ways of building stuff, and I just wanted to try something here. I wanted to play around with the game and see what it could actually do, given the tools that we have, because you can't use mods and stuff like that in the campaign series, so we have to just stick with all of the vanilla items, and that is, in my opinion, a good thing. And yeah, I know I messed up the roof there a little bit. I think I'm gonna fix it eventually. I don't really remember, but like I said in the beginning, I sort of went for the Sesame Street feel to this. I wanted it to be a kids park, and I wanted it to feel like a kids park, and that is also why you see me go crazy with colors every once in a while. And a part of me really like the way that I go crazy with colors, but a part of me really don't. And I make some questionable decisions, don't get me wrong, but I am a noob at this game still. That is also worth being said. I don't have a lot of experience in building games like this, and I really, really do not have a lot of experience in PARKITECT. I used to play so much Roller Coaster Tycoon, but that was back in the days. Just to quickly commentate on what I'm actually doing here in the time-lapse. Just adding some details, and added that first toilet building there at the beginning just to fill out some buildings here at the entrance, because I want a few buildings to be here. Together with the fact that I wanted this to feel like a kids park, I wanted to feel like a small amusement park, just a local amusement park that people visit and support. And if you're right now looking at me filling in this area here and thinking you're a noob and you're blocking off all of the paths, I do realize that later on, way later. So just wait, I'm gonna fix it eventually. Actually, the game was really bugging me, and I hated it that I couldn't find any find out why people couldn't get in there. And once I found out how to get them in there, I couldn't get them out again. But here you see me building the park's first coaster, and this coaster though, I was so pleased about the final result here. Got a good variety of helixes and a few airtime hills, and just a really good feel about this one. Yeah, the first helix here, and then coming through with a tiny little drop, just trying to mess around with the quick finish tool there to get a smooth hill, but it's all good. And decided to keep the track somewhat high here because I wanted another helix, and I wanted it to interact close to the station and not really block the station and block paths and stuff like that. So I went with a really, really nice hill there, turnover hill, do you call it that, to bring it back into the track and make it interact with the first helix, just to make it a really compact coaster, which I feel like I achieved very, very good. I'm really happy about this coaster actually. The only thing that I would probably have done different is the small airtime hill there next to the station. It sort of blocked the path when I was to build when I got to build a station building, which is a bit annoying, but the end result actually worked out pretty well. And decided to go for a second helix here, which also looks really good in my opinion. Did struggle a bit with the room for it, but ended up finding a pretty good solution to it, just with a small S-bend there, which suits it very well compared to the speed that it runs. Now, I messed about with the entrance and the exit a bit because I didn't really know how to do it. I knew that I wanted a wooden something inspired coaster train station, just for the looks, because I feel like that fits this park very good with its autumn forest sort of feel that there is to this park. And yeah, the colors also match the area very good. I tried just to use that maple tree stem as a reference because I wanted the supports to have a brownish lock color to it, and then the yellow matches very good because I wanted to just keep a yellow theme with most of the buildings in this park, which you will see later on. But here, just trying to finish off the coaster building, and I'm not really sure what I feel about it. I'm not really sure what I feel about the station building, to be honest, because a part of me likes it because it works out well with the coaster track and aligns well with the coaster track. But a part of me also just feels like it is too much and it is too unrealistic. So I actually really want to ask you guys what you feel about the station that we ended up going with. If you feel like it is a good design or if it's not, because I really want to improve my building skills when it comes to houses and coaster station buildings and just my building skills in general. So if you have any thoughts about this, do let me know. I would highly appreciate all of your comments. But just yeah, finishing off the building here, and I ended up adding 2 coasters into the park. You don't get a lot of options in this scenery, so you have to work with what you are given. And you get the junior coaster and you get the spinning coaster, and we also constructed a spinning coaster later on in the series. I initially wanted to theme the area more, but I actually ended up just going for the station building and nothing else, and then just a lot of shrubs and stuff like that when I got to it. And by here I realized that the helix, or not the helix, the turnaround there actually blocks so much of the station, so I can't really roof off anything else than just the beginning of the track there, or not the beginning, but the station itself. So I went for I would say sort of a scaffolding theme where the station intentionally looks unfinished. So it just looks like could you say sort of a pavilion or something like that, with a lot of unfinished locks as sort of supports to something that partially looks unfinished and something that looks like it's supposed to be a big wooden structure without all that many roofs. I feel like we pulled it off pretty good at the end. Don't know how you guys feel about it, so let me know if you have any thoughts. Please do so. And just going over to scenery, and you will see me add so much scenery over and over and over again, like trees and bushes and tiny details, because that for me, you can never get enough. You can, like, I can literally sit there and just look at trees for hours and move them back and forth a bit to make them perfect. Like, I tried to reduce myself a bit here in this time lapse because I spent so much time just on the coaster, and if I was to spend so much time on everything we built, the video would just end up being super goddamn long. So I had to reduce myself a bit. And then this building that we built here, which is just sort of a shelter for people who bought their food and wants to sit outside. I'm not sure what I felt about this one either, so I actually ended up trying to do it differently, but also ended up staying with this design nevertheless. And it is just a basic roof to support the guests, and then even more trees. And if you haven't noticed it already, you will see me mess about the colors of the trees a lot. The reason that I do this is because it just adds another layer of realism to the park, which is super cool. Having trees in different colors, just, you know, that is how real life nature is. So why wouldn't you have this in a game? And when PARKITECT offers it, I feel like you should just do it. Next here we have the merry-go-round. Why? I totally forgot the name. And I built the building that I made next to it to sort of give some roof and rain protection for the queue. Wow, I'm not sure what I was thinking. Like, let me know what you think about this building as well, because I wanted a small tower, but I just ended up going nuts with colors. Like, I said that I wanted a yellow theme for the park, not to mix colors too much, but I ended up going for this very, very pale looking, very bright yellow, and also with the details and stuff like that. I don't know what I feel about it, but I guess it sort of lights up the park in an autumn park like this, where the colors are just dark and we're going for dark sandy paths all around. It does bring like an extra dimension to the park, and it matches the food court pretty well. By here I decided to mess about with the with the roof there, and just decided, nah, don't do it. It's not gonna work out for you anyways. And next up, adding the teacups. And if you look at the teacups here, I cut the video a bit because it got pretty long, and I just wanted to get to the point here. If you are thinking, dude, what are you thinking with those colors? I get you. I get why you would say that. And I'm sorry for building this. Like, the more I've been editing this video and looking at the footage over and over again, I'm like, why on earth would you ever make fence that yellow and bring a roof that orange, and then top it off with pillars and stuff like that are equally bright? Like, if you want to go for roof that bright, you gotta damp it down just a bit with some darker colors to match it. Like, the roof itself can be orange, but adding that bright yellow colors just right next to it is not a good idea. Something else you have seen me do quite a lot in this time lapse is mess about with the colors of the pathing, and there's a pretty good explanation to this. Simply just because I want the path to have different colors. That brings out, just like colors in general do, just give the park an extra dimension. And I'm really pleased about the way that I shaded the dirt paths. It matches the park really good in my opinion. And decided to go for a Ferris wheel here at the beginning, just because the park felt a bit empty down there. With only the coaster and the food court and the toilet, so I thought a Ferris wheel that's gonna be a perfect match for this park down here. So brought that one in, aligned the colors with the rest of the area, a few more trees, why not, just to make it look a bit more realistic and give some extra layers to the scenery. And like I said, I'm just messing about with trees over and over again because I want them to bring out some extra details to the park. And here we are starting on the spinning coaster that I talked about. Now the layout for this one, I'm not really feeling it, to be honest. Like, it's a decent layout, it really is, but I didn't really get the feel of the coaster that I wanted to, and it didn't really end up being a very profitable coaster, so can't really brag about that. But at least it worked out, and that is the most important thing. Now, the thing that I messed up the most is by far the block breaks. Like, we should have had a block break after the first drop there. And then go into the turnaround and another block break, but for some reason I just didn't do that. And if I had added a block break after the first drop and then the hill, then we would have been able to make even more money on the coaster, because it's not able to run as many wheels, or not wheels, wagons, as I was hoping that it would. But still, it's a pretty decent layout. It features some good helixes and a few airtime drops, which a generic spinning coaster, in my opinion, should always have. So the layout itself is decent, and it is okay, but I could have done way better on it. And I really started struggling because I wanted room for a transfer track just to make it look a bit more realistic. But then again, the coaster just, like, the area just is a bit tight, and I want the layout to be quite compact just to match the rest of the park, to not make it too big and unrealistic compared to what it could be. So I actually just ended up going for a really small layout, as you can see. And a big struggle of mine, trying to align the heights. There is one thing that this game just does not do very well, and I wish they would fix it somehow. That is one of the restrictions, because they give us so much freedom to build coasters. So aligning heights and stuff like that is just a real struggle. But I ended up getting it in okay, and actually am pretty happy about the layout and stuff like that. And then a spiral slide here at the end. A ride that always bothers me a bit, because I feel like the design just looks so weird. They made a pretty good copy of the one that was in RCT2, and I appreciate it because RCT2 is legacy for me. So seeing some of the original rides is super cool, but the slide is just not my favorite ride. But the ride selection was so limited here, and I don't want to do research this early on into the game. So that is why I chose the slides anyway at the end. And I had to change up the path a bit, because I didn't really know how I wanted the queue to be out from the spinning coaster. But ended up getting a pretty good layout, and then I decided to go for a second small food shop at the very end, so that we have two places to buy food in our small park. That is, in my opinion, more than enough. And then just a tiny employee path over to the spinning coaster, just because why not? To make it just look a bit more realistic, like it's some sort of maintenance path. And then I'm trying to connect a depot here, just because I don't want the employees to walk very long distances with the crates and stuff like that. And again, the height tool is bugging me a bit, but I saved it early on this time. And this building I was actually also struggling with a bit. Didn't really know. I wanted it every once in a while. I sort of stress myself, because I don't feel like I have enough layers of details onto the building, and that actually sort of ruins it for me in the end, because I need to chill out and not focus that much on how many layers of details we have on it. Sometimes simplicity is the key, and you will see me change up the building a few times, but in the end I feel like we actually got a pretty good result with the pillars and stuff like that, just to make it look basic but still a good building. And don't worry, that burger top just sticking through the roof there, like if something weird is going on, will be fixed. I got plans for that, so do not worry. But the thing that I really wanted to do was to create a tower of some sort to the building, and halfway through this I also realized that, wow, that is a stupid idea, and the spire just does not match at all. So I actually ended up taking those out, as you can see, and raising the roof there just a bit so that the burger is gone, and then thinking, maybe I should just stay with that and keep the building pretty simple, because again, it is a small park, so no one expects big architecture and all stuff like that. So I actually ended up just a pretty basic design for the food shop, and I'm way more pleased about that than some huge building with way too many details. But as you can see here now, trees and shrubs and trees and shrubs over and over and over and over again, and fencing off some of the park as well, because why not? We need fencing all over. Also sort of regretted that I went with the color fences that I did, but yep, I went with that in the end, and I'm happy about it, but not really happy about it. And as you can hear, I have actually criticized myself quite a lot in this park, and the main reason is because I went for a theme that I don't know anything about. I don't know how to work with colors like this. I'm mostly just working in white and black and then adding a few accent colors to it. So it was a big challenge for me to go for a more colorful scheme like the one that I just went for. But you learn by doing. That is my philosophy. And I have learned so much from creating this park. So I don't regret doing it. But there are a ton of things that I would do differently, but I didn't want to record this again, simply because I want you guys to know that, like, if you want to create something perfect, you might not hit it in the first try, but you are going to get it eventually. And yeah, there we go. The station building for the spinning coaster just went for a more generic theme, because I felt like I had experimented enough, and that is also why I just went for some basic canvas something pavilions for rain protection on the slide, and didn't want to go for anything crazy like that. Now here I decided, I wonder if the building should have a new color, which it sort of should, just to break the theme, but it sort of shouldn't either. I'm not sure if I like the blue down here. I guess it matches okay with the slide. That's sort of like the slide is trying to bring together yellow and blue, which is also why I ended up painting the shop blue. I actually don't remember if I repainted again. I don't think I did, but we'll have to see what the time-lapse shows. I don't think I repainted it. But yeah, just adding some final details like lamps and stuff like that, because you always want that in your park, even though I didn't add all that many lamps as I wanted to. And here I went back and thought, we need that goddamn spire that I was talking about. I don't think we're gonna get it, because again, it just doesn't match the building that well, and as you can see, it's a big struggle trying to fit in all of these cubes. But as you will now see, I actually ended up constructing it, because I felt like these small square blocks actually does it okay, and then ended up using round pieces for the corners, and got a pretty good spire in, if I should say it myself. And here just messing about with colors a bit, so that the roof here matches the shop a bit better, and that is also a very nice area in my opinion. And now to repainting the coaster and adding in some shrubbery, just to round off the park a bit. But this slowly rounds off this part of the time-lapse, which is the only time-lapse in the game. The rest will just be live gameplay, where I sort of talk about the choices that I made while constructing this park, and just filling out some of the deets, like some of the minor things that we haven't done here in the time-lapse. Mainly just working more on shrubbery and stuff like that. And then the most important thing of it all, trying to complete the scenery as soon as we open up the park, because that is pretty important. It turned out not to be as easily as I was expecting, but we actually did end up doing quite okay. I think I can't tell you guys that much. But that is all I have to say, so back to the live play. Well, what a time lapse. I'm really not sure about what I've built here, but let's just see what people think. So let's open up the park and let's just speed it up. And you know what? Let's make this a free park and just earn some money on the rides instead. Let's see, does this have 34 excitement? So I think we can do something like 4.5. that is probably acceptable. And this one could like easily go 5, I think. What is it, 43? Yep. Like, we really gotta raise the prices on all of our rides here quickly. But yeah, this build, like, the thing that I said in the beginning that I had in mind was that we were gonna do something, I would say sort of a Sesame Place park, if you've ever been there. Like, just a park that sort of interests kids mostly. And we wanted this to be a park for the kids. But I also really realized quite early in this build that I'm not familiar with that building style. So I was really unsure about the colors and stuff. I feel like I did okay in the end here, and especially, oh, whoops, we forgot stuff. We totally forgot stuff. We gotta hire, and then, you know what, let's zone this stuff here. So let's make up and until right here. Call this zone 1, and then call the rest of the park here zone 2. Good. And then we can just designate 1 to each zone for haulers. And let's just get a few mechanics, and let's get, you know, just each for one zone as well. That is good. And a safety guard finally. Let's just get one. It's all good. We should get the goal, I hope. But yeah, I was really confused with colors and stuff like that, and this has been way more of a challenge here than I actually expected. But I also felt like the outcome is decent. If I would have changed something, I would definitely have changed the color of some of the fences here, because I'm not liking those. I don't know why I went with those, but they just don't match the theme at all. But nevertheless, we got it done though, so that is one good thing. But yeah, just here rounding off all of bits and stuff like that around the park, which I really think we still need to do. And where would I go from here? Well, first of all, I would definitely add way more coasters, or wow, not coaster scenery than we have right now, because even though we do have quite a lot of nature, it can easily take more. That is why I'm also just trying to do that while we wait for the park to actually hopefully fill out the goal that we have set. We have 71 guests, 72. So as you can see, there is a really, wow, that is a long way people have to walk. But there's a pretty big stream of people coming in. And yeah, we could just start out by seeing what people actually think of our park already. Now we got 11 people who wants to go to. I think that's a subscribe sound. Whoops. That is my recording system that is recognizing that people are subscribing on Twitch, which of course is a good thing, or on YouTube. Which is a very good thing. You guys should do that too if you want to. Oh shoot, is this not set for block breaks? It is not, so pause that one. Where do I set that? Where do I set that? Oh no. No, I don't know. Chain lift speed, nope. We could, wow. We could raise that one just a bit. Oh, we don't have any block breaks. We just, like, the thing I need to do is put in just one train. That is what I'm trying to do, because we didn't do a block break. Good, like that, perfect. And the coast over here is opening up, and it has people riding it already, so that's a really good thing. One thing I do want to watch out for is that people do not stall at block breaks. And it does not look like it at the moment. You want to keep those flooring as much as you can. But right now, like, this might be an issue. Oh, he just makes it perfect. You know, we could even, if we just speed up time here, the minimum wait time just a tiny bit, because trains are just going out. So make that 10 seconds. That should help, because we got a lot of block breaks down here. So hopefully that will cover some of it. Or maybe that will just be a bigger issue. Let's see. Nope, we're still good. Rainy right now, so I don't think the park is very attractive to people right now. Nope, not this. How about the Ferris wheel? Not the Ferris wheel, wow, the carousel. Doing good. The hauler is not really bringing in goods right now. Can they go over here? Oh, they cannot. Why is this path blocked? That's so strange. Like, shouldn't these connect? There's something wrong here, guys. They should be able to go that way. But for some reason they cannot. They are just stuck. You know what? Fine, I'll just do something else if the game really wants to bug me like this. Then let's do like this. Oh no, that is the wrong path. This. Perfect. And then we probably do want to extend that fence out just a little bit to make sure that guests do not think that this is ugly and then they downrate us. We don't want that. So, that should be fixed. I really cannot tell why this is not connecting. I don't know if it's because of the wooden floors. Nope. Look at this, guys. There is absolutely no reason for it why this should not connect. Oh. Oh, okay. So that bit did it. That makes sense. So now we can delete this though, which is good. So let's just go ahead and do that. Okay, so now they can get to their stuff. At least this shop down here does have whatever they need. And how many toilets did we end up putting in here? Actually, we got one building down here, which is a building that I actually really like. I'm really pleased about this result. But didn't I include one more? I don't even remember, but I don't think we ended up doing so. Nah, we didn't. But yeah, look, an area like this is a place where we could easily put in more stuff. So let's just do so while we wait. We can always just fine-tune this part while we wait. What else should we do? You know what we can also do, because I actually have like a mod installed that will help us when it comes to riding coasters and stuff like that. So we can actually ride the coasters if we press R on this ride. Wow, hello. We just need to find something that just started. Oh, this is perfect. And look, there's only one dude on it, so there will be no one clipping through and stuff like that. Oh, what a... Look at this view. It is lovely. It is just lovely. But here we go. It's a bit hard to see Spinning Coaster in action, but you sort of get the vibe, I think. Let's try to stay with the track here. Oh, I don't know. Oh no, this might be even more confusing. We're just going places right now. Oh shoot. Okay. And down into the final two turns. You know what, we should try this one as well. We should give the Kiddie Coaster a ride, just because Kiddie Coasters are amazing. And maybe just wait for the lift hill there to go up. Like, we are just being struck by rain over and over again. Oh shoot, here we go. Alright. So going down the first helix here, we gotta do like that so the head doesn't turn. But I wanted at least a few helixes on this coaster, and that is also what we got. I really like the track intersecting with the station. That is very neat in my opinion, and that probably a bit of a hard turn, but overall this coaster turned out very, very good. I'm really pleased about the result on this one, and a nice little final helix here. Actually really, really cool helix as well in my opinion. And then there onto the station. And so a fun little ride, and the layout turned out really good. Like, I am super excited about the layout. Fits in like this. I will save it for sure as just a coaster that I will use in future parks probably. I'm not really sure about the spinning coaster over here because I didn't really know what to do with it. I'm not good with spinning coasters. I usually do bigger coasters, but it's a good challenge for me, and these buildings have definitely been a good challenge for me. Colors as well. While building this, I was like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is never going to be any good. But it actually turned out pretty good in the end. I sacrificed this area. I actually really wanted a maintenance shed here for the spinning coaster cars, but I sacrificed it for some extra benches because we really don't have a lot of benches in this park. Which reminds me that we could also just like fill in a few benches while we wait, because we really don't have any of those, and guests will just be tired and want to leave your park if you don't have benches. So it's always a good thing to have. Look at that dude, he is super tired. Is he gonna sit down? Yep, they are. There will probably be a ton of people sitting down right now, since we haven't had benches in here before. So that is one thing that you guys can take with you from this video. If you couldn't use the horrible building for anything good, at least now you know that do put in benches, and a lot of them. It is really important. And let's just get some trash bins. Fruit juices is still out of stock. Why are they out of stock? This dude, he's delivering sugar, so he only just started delivering. That was about time though. But yeah, 143 guests. Let's just go ahead and speed up the time, because we still got a ton of people coming in here. Okay, so the game pretty much slaughtered me for trying to believe that I could just build an entire park and then wait for the scene to complete itself. So I was literally hit by, not only once, but 2 times straight after each other. I was hit by the oh shoot, why does these guys flock here? Oh no, whoops. Well, these guys, I hope they don't hate me too much, so that they will leave the park now, but they're really fucked up in there. Why does this keep destroying itself? It's so weird, guys. That is such a weird thing. Oh well. What I was trying to say is that the game literally 2 times in a row gave me the event where negative feedback has like recent negative feedback on theme parks in general decreased the interest in my park. So the guests just slaughtered me, and they all left, and no new came. So I had to literally just, I had to advertise this roller coaster, and also build this little twister over here, which actually fits the area pretty good. But we had to remove some benches, so the only real place that you can sit and eat right now is over here. But hopefully, yep, we got the goal right there. Where's the fireworks though? I guess you only do if you have to hold the goal for some time. But at least there we go. We have completely, yep, there it is. There's our fireworks. Perfect. So that is it for this map. I hope you enjoyed this series, and let me know what you think about this tiny little park that we've constructed here. Not the most pretty thing I've constructed just yet. Go watch the Haven playthrough, a 10 episode PARKITECT video where I showcase a park that I have built and am building together with you guys. And go watch that if you haven't already. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you want more, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.